Another hand of the cause came to Fort Worth. At this same time, my husband and I were on our pilgrimage. I think it was in the late 1960s. And Mr. Samandarí was with his son, and they were traveling and speaking in different parts of the world. And he stayed at our home while we were gone. And he spoke to the friends. And when we returned from our pilgrimage, and of course on the pilgrimage we prayed for teaching, when we returned, we met with the local spiritual assembly, of which we were a part, and said, well, what were Mr. Samandarí's instructions? And so the friend said, well, he said, in the God Passes By, it says that the difficulties in the world were such that now is the time to use the remover of difficulties 500, nay 1,000 times a day. And the assembly said, we want to do that. And we all agreed. You know, at this time, continents were opening up. People were coming in village after village, and so we all wanted many enrollments. And so we thought, wow, we will use the remover of difficulties 1,000 times a day. Well, my dear friends, we met 2 weeks later, and none of us had been able to offer up the remover of difficulties 1,000 times a day. It was a perfect realization. We were united in our failure and our humility. It was a wonderful pill for us to swallow, because we were united for the first time, I'm sure, in our existence as an assembly. We were humble. We had failed together. We looked at one another, and one of the friends said, do you think that Baha'u'llah would accept 1,000 times a day from the assembly? And each one of us could do 100 times a day, and one of our spouses could do the other 100. Anyway, that's what we agreed upon, and we did this. And we were so blessed, so blessed. It was the result, the answer to our prayers, that the first mass enrollments occurred in Fort Worth. My dear daughter of high school age returned from a youth conference and had been motivated to direct teach. She went into the parks, and the youth started coming to our firesides in droves. We would have 75 to 90 youth every week. Our firesides were announced on the disc jockey's station every week. He himself, Marky Baby, came to our firesides. One of the great things that happened was at the disco in the city, the dear Rahir Hanum's film, The Green Light Expedition, was shown to over 300 of the young people in that disco. We had, I think, over 75 declarations within a year, and many of those declarations went on to foreign pioneer in different parts of the world. And one is on our local spiritual assembly today.